guys, welcome to Favorite Things. Okay, so today I'm doing something totally different. This has nothing to do with hair or makeup. I'm going to be reviewing a book. Yes, you heard me right, a book. I am so excited. Okay, finally I get to feel intelligent. Well, not totally. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago I received an email from a guy called Hinson. I'd never heard of him before. I don't even know how he heard of me, because it wasn't because of my movies or my acting. He actually stumbled on some of my YouTube videos and he sent me an email saying, hey, I wrote a book. I would like to send a copy to you and I want you to read it. And tell me what you think about the book. If you like it enough, please do a review. If you don't like it, it's fine. Just let me know why you don't like it. And I'm like, a book, okay, fine. And I responded, I said, you know what, send the book to me and I'll do the best that I can. Because I've never done a book review before. And I'm like, this would be different. So I sent him the address and he sent a package. I received the package and I opened it and I saw two things. The book, which is this book, amazing, and the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now with the face and the name of one of the characters in the book. And when it came, I saw the size. Okay, now I'm not a lazy reader, but sometimes I get intimidated when I see a book that's huge, especially if it's not the Bible, study Bible, okay? So I grabbed it and the first thing that struck me was the synopsis of the book, the summary of the book at the back. And I'm like, okay, so let me just read it to you briefly. It says the Cold War sets the stage for various proxy wars, nationalist movements and covert missions across Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Out of the tumult will emerge a warrior. Though his heart is in the right place, he knows that he must make a tough decision that will determine his fate and the fate of the generations to come. I'm not gonna lie. When I read that part, I'm like, are you sure this is the kind of book I really want to read? Is this going to be an interesting book for me to read and review? I'm like, I don't know, but because he took the time to send it and, you know, I had already given my word, let me try. So I opened it. And when I read the first page, I was like, wait, what's going on here? And then the day I was supposed to read the second page, I got another email from him saying, oh, I forgot to mention, before you start to read, please go through the website of the book. I'm like, okay, the book has a website, fine. A lot of people do websites for their books. So I said, okay, so I went to the website. And I was shocked. What I saw was not what I expected. The way he organized it, the way he positioned the characters, what they were doing, the kind of words, I'm like, this guy writes like a film writer. He writes like, you know, he's one old man, but he's not old. And I'm like, who does this? I was so intrigued that I immediately went back to the book. And when I started reading, I just read the first chapter, trust me, and I was blown away already because he took my mind and transported me to a time before I was born, but I could see it vividly. I could imagine it. And that's one of the things I love about writers who write and help you. You just start to imagine by yourself what it would look like, what they look like, what they were wearing, what kind of ammunition they were carrying, what the place looked like. It was such an eye-opener that I got so interested. But hey guys, unfortunately, I was about to take my enjoyment to another level by going into another chapter. The book was hijacked. Yes, you heard me, hijacked, taken from me. Okay, not forcefully, but taken from me anyway, by this man called Daniel the Bishop Ademinaka. So he took the book and started reading it every day, even though I said, look, I have to read this book and do the review. And he kept saying, no, you know what, I'll soon finish. So he's been reading the book. He didn't give me the joy and the fulfillment and the pleasure that I was looking for reading this amazing book. So I'm not about to sit here and lie to you and tell you, oh, the book is this is what happened and all of that. No, I'm not going to lie. I love what I saw in the first chapter. I loved what I saw on the website. I am going to give the person who decided to read the book by himself, I'm going to give him a chance to tell you all about the book and review the book for you. But trust me, I am going to read it. I am going to finish it. I love it already. Trust me. He's taking me to different places and I love his writing style, his technique. But like I said, I haven't read so much, so I'm going to hand over to Daniel the Bishop Ademinaka. So don't go anywhere. He's coming right now to tell you about the book.
Alright guys, how you doing? My name is Daniel, the Bishop at Deminoka, and I'm here to review the book ETEKA, Rise of the Imamba, written by Ben Hinson. And I got this book from Stella, and I want to say it's an amazing book. Personally, I think it's one of the best books I've ever read. And to think that was written by someone who I believe is African, I think he's Nigerian. He wrote the book, and this is an amazing book. First of all, his style of writing is really good. It's not like, you know when you read some books, some writers try to over-describe certain scenarios, and because of their description and their deliberate effort to sound intelligent, they take you away from the story they are telling. And by the time they come back from their descriptions to the main story itself, you need to like backtrack a bit. I'm like, okay, what was I just reading? What was that about? He doesn't describe like that. And the way he wrote the characters, let me say this for sure. I think this is like a combination of Jason Bourne and a James Bond, and you know, these action heroes are like Mission Impossible, Lethal Weapon kind of thing. That's what he combined into this book, and it is well written. The action sequences are crazy, and I like the fact that he will start the book. I'm not going to tell you the whole story of it, so you have to read it to know the story, but the way he was going from time, like juxtapositioning times, in terms of he says, maybe writes a chapter in 1955, then the next chapter goes to like 1970 something, then the next chapter goes to 1990 something, then the next chapter comes back to 1955, and the way he was just going, and everything was just interwoven. The storytelling style he used is just beyond description and explanation, and it's really, really good. His language is clear, clean, and well defined, and a lot of people don't write like that anymore. I think sometimes when people write, they write to show how super intelligent they are or how they know big words. The way he describes his characters, he puts you in that zone. You can clearly see in your mind, you can picture it. It's like a movie playing out on pages. That's how it felt to me when I was reading this. And when you start it, it's so hard to put it down. So from every chapter that we were describing the characters, it was really, really good. And one thing he did also that I enjoyed is this. There's a way when he describes characters, let me see if I can get one for you. The way he now puts drawings and pictures of some of the characters, so when you're reading, there's something there that describes to you. Can, even if you have a picture in your mind visualizing what you're reading, he helps you with certain pictures so you can just see, and it sticks, like his description just stick in your head because you can see what the characters really look like. That's one thing in the book I liked. Also, one thing that I enjoyed was this. When you're reading parts of the Bible where they put like an asterisk or a number on the page, and at the bottom of the page they explain what that thing is. I haven't read any book like that in a long time that, that's a fictitious novel or like a book of fiction that does that. So when he describes a place, maybe names a city, he goes down to explain to you the origin of the city, how the city got his name, and that was really cool for me. He didn't have to describe it in the story, so I could read the story and understand the page, but as a footnote he would put that, and it was really, really cool. And he opened my eyes to see how things happened back then or how some cities were named. I also like the fact that he took the story across different continents. You see things happening in Morocco, things happening in Nigeria, then next thing they're in some place in America, next thing they're in the UK doing something, next time they're in Asia doing something, and it was just really, really cool. So many characters that were heavily flawed, but that evolved over time. And as a filmmaker, I feel like for you to tell your story right, your characters need to have an arc. And his characters had different kind of arcs that really, really worked. Some started really high and ended really low. Some started really low and they developed and they evolved. But there was no character that was just like this. Each character in the story evolved, and that was really, really good. And I think it's an interesting book that everybody should read. In my head, I'm thinking, as a filmmaker, will Ben Hinson let me make this as a film? But thinking again, this will not just satisfy me as one film. It's something that you can do into a series. It's really, really good. The storytelling is really nice, and the way he wove this fictitious story around real events that happened in Nigeria as regards the Biafra War and the civil war in certain countries across Africa and global events, that was really smart. That was very good. I know that this story is fictitious, but he wove it around real events. That was really cool, and I think this is an amazing book. And honestly, as a filmmaker, I would love to make this into a film or a TV show. Definitely, I want to do that. So if you can, and when the book is available, I think everybody should grab a copy of this to read, because he really made Africa proud in the book. So I think it's something worth reading. And thank you, Stella, for giving it to me to read. All right, even though I took it from you. And that's what I think about the book. I think if I want to rate this from, I'll give this book 5 stars. outright 5 stars, from the storytelling, the writing, the language, the characters, and there's what they call page by page suspense. When you read a page and you have to chill to turn to the next page, that was here, and I kind of liked it. So I think it's a great book, and I recommend this to anybody, anytime and any day. And that's it. As awkward as this is for me to sit down here with the hair behind me and female stuff here, it's very awkward for me to do this, but Stella has said I should sign up for her on the show. So thank you for watching this episode of Favorite Things, and from myself and Amaka and whoever that is, I want to say bye-bye and take it easy. Bye.